Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary's Magic Stream on today, Sunday, May 31st, 2020. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big Cheese is currently taking care of some minor life issues. He's okay, just moving around a little bit. I'm Arakat, and
I'm sleepy.
hi, Sleepy.
We have another person here with us who might also be sleepy.
Yes, I am very sleepy. But for a different reason.
So we've got just absolute peak performance out of both our players today.
This is going to be amazing.
I see no way this can possibly go wrong.
It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
The peace treaty says otherwise.
Oh yes, we need to announce the peace treaty, don't we? Yes, we'll have to talk about that after this, won't we?
I'm not signing anything until I'm more awake.
That's fine. There's actually, I don't know. We'll have to discuss which bit on there you get to sign.
It's fair.
All right.
So, Ara, what are we doing today?
Well, little birdie came up and was like, "Hey, it's been a while since we had a blitz duel. You want to do one of those again?" I'm like, "Yeah." And you were like,
"Yeah." And then Ivory was like,
that pretty much sums up my response to it. I was like, "Oh, okay."
No, I think the dead silence there was representative.
And then Ivory was like that because he was asleep.
Yes. And Hithrock was like, I'm still sleeping.
I was told that this was happening, and I just like, oh, okay. Oh, he picked me as his opponent. That's, alright, I guess I'm a part of this now.
Yep.
Okay, so we are doing a blitz duel. Hithrock has picked Ivory to go as his opponent. Hithrock, normally when we do this, we get to, impose some restrictions on the game. What did you pick this time?
So, I really don't like Middlebrook. That's why I decided to combat with that issue, and I think Day Shift ban was not enough. So today we're banning the entire yellow color. I think that's fair.
No yellow. No yellow whatsoever.
No yellow.
Okay, what's the format?
The format is current core, and we get a random main.
Interesting.
Okay, so for those of you who have not seen a blitz duel before, we've had a few in the past, but it's been a hot minute since we've done one.
It has been a hot minute. Like a year?
Something like that. A blitz duel involves one of our patrons challenging one of the members of Sim, or in some cases, another patron as well, to a duel with a set of restrictions that they choose. In this case, Hithrock has already announced his. And the reason it's called a blitz duel is because the players need to build a deck quickly.
In 10 minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes was the deck building restriction we used for this?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a catch. See, many players would be able to go and look at a restriction and say, aha!
I know a deck that'll work with this. I'm just going to build Hot Wings. Assuming that you get Luna, of course.
Right.
It'll be pretty hard in new core, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not with that attitude.
That's also fair. But that's not fun.
So to counteract this, there is an objective judge who remains completely impartial.
Objective.
Objective. Impartial. These are words.
You picked Ara for this?
Ara picked himself impartially.
That's not objective.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's objective. Like, look, okay, our queen just wanted what was best, right?
Don't bring her into this. This is about your mistakes.
So if the objective impartial judge chooses to review the deck list at the end and finds that one of them is a little too meta, maybe it's a little too close to a lot of decks we see out there currently being played, or it's a very well-known archetype and there's almost no unique cards in there, he's given free reign to mess with it however he wants, probably with puckwudgies.
Puck wedgies. Raises a good point. It's a rather good point, isn't it?
So, not only do Ivory and Hithrock have to build a deck with a random main in current core with no yellow cards being allowed in 10 minutes, but it can't be a meta deck or one that is already relatively prevalent.
Now, fortunately enough, we've already done this, and this is just to make it a little bit more convenient on both our players and everyone else watching the stream. And me.
Sure. This will already be testing the limits of our hardware setup, I guess.
Yeah, we're doing something a little bit more interesting this time. So for this first part, this should be fairly straightforward, but for the bit where we get into playing, this might get a little bit exciting. So we'll have to see what's going on.
All right. With that, are we ready to review the actual deck building that took place here and the random main selection?
Yeah, I think so. The random main selection is actually already done, so we'll go ahead and find the video for this. And if we're ready, let's go. Okay, today we are doing our building portion of our featured duel. Hithrock has challenged Ivory, and the terms are current core, no yellow, and random mains. So the first thing we need to do is
I
figure
wonder
out
if we're
which
allowed to
main
talk.
Hithrock and Ivory are going to be using. They'll be using different mains, and we'll be picking them with random.org. This is a list of all the legal mains. I will push the button. Hithrock will take the first main, and then I'll push the button again, and Ivory will take the first main from that list. So here we go. All right. Hithrock has Princess Skystar out of her shell,
That's boring.
and Ivory has Princess Twilight Sparkle, Professor Sparkle.
Which one is that again?
That's the troublemaker one.
Oh, okay. That seems a little one-sided, but whatever, it happens.
Perhaps.
Well, see here, I got the super generic main, and you've got a super one-sided main.
I have to figure out how to make Professor... There are no meta decks with Professor Sparkle in them, at least.
Not
That's
really,
the
no.
plus and minus power one.
Yeah.
There is one meta deck, which is what was it called? Ag Steadies?
Is that the farming one?
Yeah, that was the Farm Your Own Troublemakers one. I don't think that's going to work very well here because you're missing a couple of the key pieces.
Yeah, Ag Studies is really bad post-rotation. Are we still doing sideboards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normal rules otherwise. With the player's main selected, we'll now go to their pony head windows where they will start building. They've got 10 minutes, and that starts right now. Good luck.
Okay. So this is going to be an interesting one. Like the players were talking about earlier, Ivory has a main that kind of pigeonholes you into one particular focus. You're going to be running troublemakers, whether you're running them to try to farm them yourself or to prevent the opponents from confronting them. If you're not running troublemakers, you're basically running a blank main. Skystar, on the other hand, just wants to talk about
I
shells.
want to talk about shells.
She wants to talk about shells to every color. There's really not a bad color combination you can play with Skystar.
She can't talk about shells to yellow, though.
Oh, that's true.
That does remove one of the perhaps more obvious things you can do with her.
Which is pink-yellow aggro or tokens.
Or just generally being annoying.
I mean, sure.
Pinky and Skystar in particular. Which is a really good card.
So it looks like Ivory has started off first going for as much resource generation as he can get. He's got a playset of Zakoras, he's got a playset of Starlight Glimmers in there.
Right, because this is current core, we don't have Spike Take a Letter, which is one of the very key things that powered the old Ag Steadies deck. Basically, by definition, whatever he builds here is going to have some similarity to that, merely because the main requires it, but because you don't have the full availability of Harmony, you don't have the same breadth of selection, shall we say.
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. It also looks like he's decided to branch off into a secondary color, which is a large difference from the original Ag Studies list, which was mono purple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're going blue, which is a pretty obvious color at this point to be using with this style of deck. Hithrock is, meanwhile, sitting here looking at Royal Archive.
There's a lot of pretty cards on Royal Archive. I don't blame him.
Just kind of sitting thinking about it.
You can just scroll past those cards, Hithrock. Those are all yellow.
Oh, that's not a yellow card. That's a pink card. That's a good pink card. Yes. Pick it. Pick the Devil Babby. He's not picking the Devil Babby.
He's not. It looks like Ivory is planning on going the farming route based on the number of epics that he's choosing. We see Grogar, we see Queen Chrysalis. I think there were some Storm Kings and Pony of Shadows in there.
Yeah, I mean, to start this off, that seems like an obvious set of things just to throw in there.
And both players really showcasing the utility of the Royal Archive here. Hithrock is looking for every card that has Transform, which is definitely an interesting choice, and Ivory is looking for every card in Core that says Move an opposing character. Being able to find effects like that quickly is really, really important when you only have 10 minutes to deck build.
So it looks like Ivory's got 45 draw deck cards right now. Maybe a little light on the entry there.
I'm sure he'll get there somehow. Oh, look.
Oh, there we go.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Loyal Pony make an appearance, but it looks like it might be Patagium, which would also make sense. Flips for 4. Very, very good in decks that like to farm.
I mean, but Loyal Pony does also have a good secondary effect on it.
Very true. Oh, Hithrock saw the Sea Poppy. Could it be?
Yeah, just going for some bait and switch there. That's just kind of a good pink card. I think it's also safe to say that the deck that Hithrock builds is going to have a set of cards that's going to look real familiar to any pink player, just because there's a few things that's just like, these are good cards. You just kind of need to run these.
Mm-hmm. In the same way that Ivory's deck is going to have many of the same troublemakers that will be present in other purple control or farm decks. Looks like Hithrock's kind of taking a look at it, maybe Discord? Is he wanting to try the Discord? Oh, he's added a couple Hyper Beams, so I wonder if this is going to be a true two-color deck. It looks like it is. There's Pinkie Pie and Twilight Sparkle all under control. He's going to be drawing some cards.
Well, if he's going purple, alright, that's an interesting one. Okay. Ah, there's my girl.
You knew she was coming. And I'm just waiting for it. Let's see her. Oh, maybe. Okay, one copy of... Okay, there we go. There's the Tempest and Grover. Ooh. Running a playset of the other Tempests. Troublemaker as well. Maybe he's just going to be making seashells all game long. He could also just be trying to flip Twilight back over. She does have to confront. That could be tricky.
Yeah.
Both.
There's your girl.
There it is. I was waiting for her. There's not a pink-purple deck in existence in Core right now that doesn't want to jam a playset of Selena Blues immediately.
I believe the technical term here is Windmill Slam.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't. I don't know. That wasn't really a windmill slam, but it's. I think once he figured, yes, there we go. Give me some of those. I'm liking where this deck is going.
There's a little bit of a mid-range. You got some Burb-esque themes going on without going too heavy on the bounce. Ooh, Sunset, but no. Okay. Sunset Shimmer. There we go. There's the rack. Ivory, carefully considering his problem selection.
It's kind of interesting to note here because Ivory had pretty strong thoughts about where he wanted this deck to go, and basically instantly went to the 45 cards that he was pretty sure he wanted, and then started adjusting it. Hithrock, well, we'll just keep an eye on this because it goes some amusing places. I'm somewhat surprised at the relatively low density of Trixies in his deck, however.
Well, there's not really a unicorn theme that's going on, so I can't blame him for that. Oh, could we see both decks running a full playset of Easy as Cake? That's interesting.
2 minutes left.
Yep, Mystery as well, also a good choice. Stellar Flare. Hithrock has actually used that card before to some success. Turns out 2 power, 2 cost entry that has prepared is not terrible.
No, I mean, it's going to be at a problem. It's highly likely that you'll get a token off of it. It's really not bad, all things considered.
The one card I'm surprised to see Ivory not running yet is, and I don't think he's running it, is Flash Magnus' Shield.
Oh, no, I don't think he is running that. Interesting. He knows that Hithrock is probably going to be pink, which of course doesn't have great resource removal. So it would be possible to use that to help out his both defense and farming.
He might. Well, and yellow's also been shut down, which means a lot of the resource removal options out there are significantly more limited.
Right.
He might actually be able to infer just from yellow being gone that Hithrock would be more likely to lean towards purple simply because of its abundance of resource removal.
30 seconds.
Although, there's Winterzilla that's always out there in the meta, so who knows?
Sure, but you can only have 3 of those. And it's
True.
not like you... because the deck that Ivory is running really does not like Meadowbrook.
That's true.
I'm not sure which one's going to get the better part of that deal.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and put them down. No, I couldn't cut the last 2 cards.
I just barely managed to get to 50 with a 10-card problem deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had the opposite problem. I had like 70 cards and I needed to cut 20 of them.
Good lord!
And I also spent the first 5 minutes just thinking about what I want to build.
I just started clicking things.
And I think what I went for is a bad idea, but if it works, it'll be hilarious.
Okay, so let's go take a look at the decks that they have produced. Starting off, here's Hithrock's deck. As prescribed, we've got Princess Skystar up in the corner. And then as we saw during the building section, we got a bunch of purple in here. There's some troublemakers floating around, and a lot of the, normal cards that you'd expect out of this kind of deck.
We see that the problems are slightly on the more difficult to confront side. No Yick Slurberfest, no new antique stores, no concerning cutie marks, and no Skystar chicken without opposing Skystar. So no searching high and low. Between all the control options that are present here, it seems pretty apparent that Hithrock's going for a control strategy.
Well, yes. I think the problem selection kind of sends you down that conclusion. There's a lot of disruption, although there are a handful of cards in here that, if they go unchecked, are going to very rapidly get silly.
Yep. Shall we take a look at Ivory's list?
Yes. So here's Ivory's list. As prescribed, we've got Professor Sparkle, and we see a little bit of a blue sub-theme going on here.
Interestingly, this one also looks to be somewhat light on the farming strategy. There's only 6 epics in the deck. He opted for no Storm Kings, no Pony of Shadows.
Well, it is a little bit interesting that he's running a rack of Vicious Vengeance here. That does shove all of his stuff away, and he only has a couple pieces of immediate movement.
That might be kind of his plan. Use Twilight Sparkle and Spike, get something back up at a problem again.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Although the Embers will help that out a little bit, because you'll be able to get the additional power even with only being able to move one thing.
Yep. Overall, it looks like it's going to shape up to be an interesting match.
All right.
Shall we bring them back in here?
Yes. Before we begin, we'll bring Hithrock and Ivory back in here, and they'll have a chance to, comment a little bit on their decks. All right. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello.
Your decks have been revealed to the audience. Before you start this game, do you have any final comments you'd like to make?
Well, as I've said before to Ivory, I think my deck is very bold, and I have set sail for fail, but we'll see.
I don't know. I just picked cards.
Well, you're echoing the same sentiments from last night, so if nothing else, you're consistent in your opinions.
Interesting. All right. So, in the past, when we've done Blitz duels, we've actually had the players pre-record these using webcams. However, this time we're going to try something a little bit different. We're actually going to try this live. So, Hithrock and Ivory, if you'd be so kind as to shuffle back up there. And this will take a moment as I get the stream setup converted
Hello.
over to Cassis.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Now we can probably talk.
Were you sitting there quietly for 10 minutes while the deck building video went on?
Me or them?
Then,
Yeah, they were basically sitting there quietly for 10 minutes, just, no weird advantages here.
this is going to be...
We can probably set up the board for now.
Okay.
Yep, setting up the board is not a bad idea, and if you want to go ahead and
Sky Star.
start
Know
your...
exactly what my main is.
you can start your sideboarding as well.
So they will be... If we can get this zoomed in a little bit here. Nah, it doesn't really like that.
That's good enough. We can hover over a card if we need to, I think.
Alright, I'm gonna roll for first. I rolled really well.
And I rolled not as low, but still really low.
A little bit
So
of zoom in there.
So Ivory will be going first this
Pretty
game.
bad, too.
I think I'm going to keep mine as well.
Interestingly, okay. I see they've already taken care of their sideboards.
Yep. So Hithrock did in fact remove a full 5 cards from his draw deck, but because he wasn't able to remove those last 2 cards in time, he will be playing with a 47 card deck this game.
I told them he should have added one more card and had a 53 card deck.
And then just run with the whole thing.
Yep.
Okay, both players have said that they are keeping their starting hands. Are you ready to start the timer?
I'm ready to start the timer. I'm just waiting for them to let me know they're ready to go. Hey guys, ready to go?
Yep.
All right.
We had said.
All right, your 45 minutes will begin now.
All right.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Now, based on the fact that Ivory kept his starting hand, I'm going to assume he has a
I
way.
guess they had either couldn't hear the notifications or maybe they did something weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Assume he has a way to flip his main early.
Do I want to flip my main? Nah, probably won't.
We
Should
should
flip my
just
main.
not flip our mains the entire game.
I am fine with that. My main doesn't do anything when it's flipped.
Other than give you wreck.
Looks like Hithrock's already got his main
I
flipped.
don't need wreck.
Going after the turn 1 confront.
Where I'm going, I don't need wrecks.
He just needs shells.
Score face confront?
Yep.
Seems about right.
I mean, isn't that really all anyone ever needs? Just shells?
That is in fact a card. Let's move up.
Looks like Ivory's going for a turn 2, possibly a turn
yeah.
2 confront? What are we doing here? We got a
Oh.
stick.
It's that.
It's a
It's
pretty
the
good
thing
start.
From the place. Confront.
Yep.
It's probably the best start he could have. He knew Hithrock would need color entry to deal with it or to wait a turn with Winterzilla, and Staff gives him one of the cheapest options for dealing with those seashell tokens.
Oh, well, now I have to think.
That's a good point, too. Might be beneficial to wait well, I don't know. Is it better for him to go after the shells now and remove them from the board, or...
And I'm done thinking. I'll pass. I mean, score face confront?
Yeah.
Well, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't necessarily want to.
My game plan, just confront with seashells.
He says that, but I think he included Tempest Shadow in his deck,
That would
so...
be a thing you could do. The question is it a thing that I want you to do?
I mean, it's also possible that Ivory's got a villain in his hand.
This is true. Even a Vicious Vengeance wouldn't be bad.
Although, on the other hand, maybe not the best idea, because that is
reasons.
lacking lesson plans. And you'd probably need to be able to follow that up fairly quickly with a challenge and hopefully a defeat.
Let's face off against a shell.
Sure.
No, don't break the shells.
6. You win.
Hithrock's probably sad to see that Tempest go.
Yeah, he joked about only confronting with shells all game, but, I mean, Tempest Shadow will kind of let you do that.
Let's move the other shell home.
Oh, that's rude.
That is
Alright.
quite rude. The problem is that's just inviting a
That's
belly
rude,
flop.
But sure.
And I'll attempt to confront Buckball.
Yep.
I don't think Hithrock's going to use a belly
It's not
flop
that
on
rude.
a magical pony that's already in play, though.
No, of course not.
I don't know.
Ah, yes,
Right,
we want to
knight
see score changes. Let me see what I can do about that.
Phase of the
Wait.
main.
Let's play Twihedmare.
Okay.
Rainbow Shine.
Ooh.
Okay.
Exhaust
One
land,
less.
Rainbow Shine. And remove the stick.
Okay. Yep. Banish the stick.
Also, sneak Pinky Sense in here.
Sneaking.
It's a rapid board growth for Hithrock here. Effective AT generation off of Rainbow Shine, Pinky Sense to set stuff on top. Purple entry galore. Now Ivory's looking like he's going to have to commit something else to a problem to be confronting again. We'll have to see what he does.
What to do, what to do. There's a lot going on here now that I don't like.
There's nothing going on here. Just played 2 cards. Well, 3, I guess, if you count Pinky Sense.
Has Bugle ever told you about the rule of stick?
There's always another one.
We got the
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course.
the rule of stick.
big oof. Okay, we got the
Do you want to fight?
score token and hand count indicator up here. It's backwards, although I can't currently do anything about that.
I only have a magical pony in play. So, I mean, I guess if you want to waste an important chaos, I'll challenge Rainbow Shine.
No,
Okay, let's flip.
I mean, yeah, but now, ooh.
You win again.
Go for a point.
I suppose that's not terrible for
Yep.
Ivory, but that would have been real nice to help generate resources.
Yeah, but we don't know what he has in his hand. He may be light on entry anyway. Not that he would have known that card was coming.
So, I think we should introduce a new rule. And that rule is the rule of resource removal.
Oh,
Oh,
Hey, you're
Right.
the one who didn't want Meadowbrook. Are you going to play the other Luna's Future? There it is.
Rally Exhaust and Luna's Future. Right back at him.
whew.
Yeah, but Peterbrook mass resource removal. Doesn't really help against 6, right?
It could.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Now, are we going to see the true
Seems
rule
like
of
more than
stick?
that, though.
Is it possible?
Gonna go for a 3 for here.
Is it possible?
The entire audience is holding its breath.
Okay. Now I have to actually think about something.
Aw.
Aw. That's alright, we knew it would run out eventually. Ivory, if you can hear us, you should remove the power counters from your main.
Okay. Zecora.
There you go.
Okay.
Alright. That's a good one.
Decent option.
Score phase.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't remember exactly how much hard removal Hithrock's deck was running.
Kicking continues.
Let's see if he's willing to use that seashell.
Main phase.
I would.
Yeah, because every turn
What
that's
to
out
do,
there,
what
it
to
generates
do?
some tokens, doesn't it?
Yep, and Eccentric 3 is nothing to sneeze at.
Now, if it's only the eccentric 3, it'd probably be better to just, well,
I could do that.
He didn't have any action tokens last turn, so he couldn't have. Well, yeah, because the Rainbow Shine was exhausted.
With this.
We'll have to see how long that Zakora sticks around.
Hopefully longer than the sticks.
Maybe. Like, if I was in Hithrock's position, I'd have to think real hard about
We're timed, aren't we?
turning a
Ooh,
Rainbow
Starlight.
Shine. Ooh. Alright, that's... Yeah. Okay.
As much as it would be nice to have a 5-hour stream, I think it's not the time.
I think
Fair enough.
Ivory would appreciate being able to go to bed sometime today.
Confront.
Yep, you'll confront that one. Do
You
you?
get your AT?
I do get my 8.
All right. So it's the battle of the AT generators then. And Hithrock is currently in the lead. Not in points, but in value.
You got a Rainbow Shine and a Starlight. Yeah, we'll have to see whether the Zakora survives this turn. If Hithrock has a belly flop, turning the Rainbow Shine sideways for the Shell to Zakora trade might not be a bad move.
I have to think about what's most important in my life right now.
But there's also a lot of other very high value things in Ivory's deck.
Yes, there are. And we still haven't even seen him go into his secondary color.
Who does that?
A lot of your friends aren't home right now. They're at problems.
True.
It doesn't show it in the art, but the ponies here are wearing masks.
Lesson plans very much.
I know, right? Whenever I play purple, it's so annoying. But now I get to be annoying.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Wait, two
What?
of them?
He's just going for the DFO.
To get rid of it that badly?
Alright. I mean, he's got a point here. Getting rid of that
Surface.
LLP means that Ivory can actually start doing
Lacking,
some...
confront Buckball afterwards.
Yep.
Okay, and Hithrock doesn't have the tool to stop him.
Yep, I'll draw a card.
Or chooses not to, rather.
That's not a good card.
Yep, remembering his face-off triggers.
Alright, go on the flip.
IT.
I think you win.
Yeah.
Well, Hithrock says that. Hithrock knows that he actually won because that card has Trixie on it.
Pancake baking. Ooh.
I'll look at the top 3 cards of my deck.
Antique store for Ivory.
That's gonna... That might be real valuable for him.
Getting that flip early when he's not in his secondary color yet? Yeah. That's about as good as time as you could hope to see that problem come up. Though Hithrock is going to be at 5 AT, 6 AT with Starlight, effectively 7 AT if you're playing an event with Rainbow Shine.
Can buy an awful lot of distance.
I hope I did that right. You can never tell with Octagon doing the reordering.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about Banquet Baking here is, while normally Hithrock wouldn't be able to confront that with just 2 characters, because of the trigger, he'd get the 4th pink in the token from moving Skystar up there.
Yeah, looks like I'm having some internet issues.
Do I do the stupid thing or the wise thing?
What kind of question is that? This ain't tier 3. You always do the stupid thing.
That's a very fair point. Let's exhaust Starlight for it.
Okay. Seems to have cleared up.
That's
Sorry
the
about that.
boring thing.
Yeah, it's the boring thing, but it's prerequisite to a stupid thing.
Eh.
What do we have that's stupid?
Oh, it's so annoying though.
I'd like to just gesture at all of Hithrock's remaining deck.
I mean, sure.
I guess I could do that, but that's kind of...
What madness is he up to here? It is worth noting that Hithrock has a Professor Twilight in play, and if Ivory scores one more point, that will be active. Those belly flops are about to start getting really painful if Hithrock has another friend he can throw into it.
Yeah, that's the restriction there, is you gotta have enough.
But he's got a banquet baking, and that's token generation.
Yeah.
Let's play a troublemaker.
I like those.
I know. That's why
That
it's
seems
the stupid thing.
risky business.
Let's move Skystar here and get a token.
Doesn't make shell tokens.
Let's play another one of those.
Ooh.
Too early. Score face confront.
Yep.
I'll exhaust Starlight for 80.
Yeah, there we go. Alright, so Hithrock's still got an action token and Rainbow Shine.
Okay, main phase. What are we doing here?
Nothing would be pretty good.
I think that's a
Why
standard
on
comment
earth
from
would I do
Hithrock.
that?
What should I do here?
I don't know, but it would be
I'm liking
pretty good.
nothing. Well, Ivory is certainly in the lead by points.
If he can confront this turn, it'll get him over the halfway mark.
Right, but it also starts
Professor, or Headmare?
yeah.
Headmare Twy?
And also, I think Ivory
Let me think
might
here.
actually be sitting on a Professor Dash.
It'd be a nice frighten. If he's got a 2-power body, or if he's willing to spend all 4 AT, he can just move over to New Antique Store. Don't know if he wants to go to 8 right now, though.
Maybe? It might make sense to get set up for whatever Hithrock's got there, and if nothing else, getting the Zakora up there would start to generate some resources.
Well, assuming that's not a villain, sure.
That is fair.
But I agree, Zakora is going to be doing a lot more work at problems than at home. Looks like he's going to make a move here. Let's see what he does.
I'll go and do a little bit of cheating here. Hithrock does have a couple of troublemakers that are going to be extremely problematic for Ivory.
Kind of dumb, but I think I have to do it that way. Hang on, there's future math going on here.
Math.
Future math?
Okay.
I'm afraid we'll have to use math.
Sounds futuristic.
2 to move Captain Solano.
Ah.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
And then I'm putting that into play face up.
Okay. Well, I'm glad
All
it's
right.
face up.
That's one way to solve that problem.
Solid play.
You
Back to
really
you.
don't want my troublemaker, do you?
You knew what my main was. I have a and I know you're running Tempest, so it's probably a Tempest.
It might not be Tempest.
It's probably Tempest. And a Tempest at this point would be very frustrating, as Ivory would have to get his main flipped back over again.
Alright, now I have to think.
Yeah. I don't know. It could have been a Mimics. I'm not sure what end that would have made, though.
So you have 580. 580 is enough. Should be enough, at least.
Hithrox.
So he-
I could do that. That sounds fine.
Hithrox planning some kind of big play here because now he's got just
But
all the action tokens. Well, not all the action tokens, but at least a good chunk of them.
I just noticed that Selena is two-sided effect. It affects me as well. So
Yeah.
if I were to play an epic there, it would also be face up. Pretty good. Too bad I don't have epics. So instead I'll just play the boring way. Just drop that in there.
All right.
And I think I want to use him right away. Is there any reason why I wouldn't want to?
Selena time.
Yeah, I think I'll use her.
So here's the tricky part now. Ivory has a character that is
I
at
like
a
these
problem
cards.
with an epic troublemaker. He's going to have AT.
Shame that I have to put two of them on top.
He can challenge on his next
I
turn.
don't actually know if I care if you put a face-up epic there.
But Hithrock has top deck
Not
control.
now, no.
Right. He has a couple of. I think he's got some chaotic cards even.
Now if a side epic is just a farm fodder for you.
Unless it's another Grogar.
Oh
a
no,
Grogar that you can control.
I believe I'm mistaken.
That would still feel really bad, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's got any chaotic stuff.
I would fully expect at this point that he has a belly flop, which means that he may force Ivory into the position of needing to spend a lot of his AT
Well,
to
I guess it
reduce
has to be this way.
to reduce the power of Grogar, and then after he's barely in a winning position, flop the Captain Seleno with the problem and have basically denied Ivory a turn.
Right.
Okay,
Ivory
you have
here is in a
two there. Let's say you flip a 7.
interesting position because Hithrock can guarantee a 7 flip
That'll
right now, and
make
Ivory
you
can't.
worth at least 180.
And then it just becomes a question of, do you have a character
Okay,
at the
yeah, I
problem or
think that's
not,
perfect.
and what are the second and third cards potentially in your deck? And spoilers, Hithrock knows what his second card is.
Alright. Score face confront.
Confront's fine.
Making up some ground here.
What's especially interesting about this is if Hithrock decides that he doesn't want to flip his second card, he can choose to put something else from his hand on top instead.
Right, he's still got the pinky sense over
I'll
there.
move to challenge Grogar.
Alright. You want to flip?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was a 7.
Interesting.
So currently it's 11 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Ivory can just flat out win this if he wants.
Reduce the power by 2, and now we are 9 to 9.
Oh, you want to tie this?
I'm trying to decide.
That's a little spicy.
Yeah, going for the tie here is the greedy play. Spending the 1 AT is almost certainly better.
Nah, let's not. Grogar is at 3 power.
There you go.
Right, so Ivory is currently up 2 and guaranteeing
Any responses?
a win. If Hithrock chooses to belly flop, he can just reduce the power by another 2, and then he's still winning.
Correct.
This doesn't seem like a great trade for
Yes, no,
Hithrock.
maybe.
I hope he's still there.
Okay, hold on. See, the problem is that I can get another one. And that'll be fairly annoying.
Well, I I used the ability twice, so Grogar has -4 power.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Oh, are you gonna nuke Seleno?
Perhaps.
So I think Hithrock's sitting here doing the math, and this is really just a question of, do you want to make Ivory spend the extra token,
But you can just pay 1.
and
Which is annoying.
do you want to have the belly flop for later?
Correct. Belly flopping Seleno when there's
Okay.
2 of them on the field? Yeah.
Okay.
Probably the best call. No need to go deeper.
I think the conclusion there is just let Ivory take the win.
Moving to the main phase.
Yep.
Now we've got the Headmare Twy online.
Yeah, but we've also got Professor Loyalty
I
online.
will pay 2. And I will play Professor of Loyalty.
Ah,
and I will
there we
fight
go.
with Selena Blue.
Okay.
Now the damage is going to start coming.
Well, we'll see. One way or the other. I'm actually half...
Score phase, attempt to confront.
Yep.
Oh, he lets it go through.
Back to you.
Interesting. Now, I wonder if that's a Grogar that's there.
Well, only one way to find out.
Grogar.
Ah!
That would explain it.
It's like, okay, sure, have fun.
In phase. Let's play Troublemaker.
Shock and appalled.
What else do I want to do? I kind of have a lot of AT. Should do something with it.
Yeah, I don't think Hithrock has enough action tokens.
You think he needs more action tokens?
I think he needs more action tokens. Specifically, I think he needs...
Let's slap this in here.
Yeah, that'll get big.
Yeah,
Should
I
go
don't think...
Starlight for AT.
I don't think Ivory has a lot of good answers to that. One of his best ones is currently
Let's
Frightened.
Selena Blue.
And 2 sticks are already gone, which makes that much harder.
And I think I'm gonna use her right away.
Yeah, right. I think Ivory's only real weapon against
Ooh.
Derpy here is
Well, I don't think I need
probably
to.
just catching it with a villain.
Well, that's a good way to do it.
He's only got...
He's got some forced movement, but...
Yeah, but this is Muffins, and if she decides that she wants some muffins, you best get out of the way.
So the question here is Hithrock just sandbagging a belly flop this whole time? Ooh.
Okay.
Score face confront.
Yep.
Okay, no. This is going to be interesting. I believe Hithrock has Transform Silverstream as well, which means we might start to see some problem shenanigans going on here.
I saw him looking at the Transform Silverstream at the beginning. He was looking at all the Transform cards.
Let's see. No, that did not make it into his deck.
Okay. Now Hithrock's got a good wall that's set up here. But Ivory's got the 4-point lead.
Okay.
Main phase.
I might expect him to just unfrighten and play another Troublemaker there to get rid of the Grogar.
Ooh, free for something.
Starlight.
That's boring.
Oh,
Wow.
All right.
Okay, I see how it is.
this is the battle of the resource generation.
All right.
Back
This
to you.
Okay.
Hithrock's now got some pretty heavy incentive to start thinking about that belly flop.
I'm waiting for it. I don't think you're going to get much more value than this. This is about as good as it
Actually
gets.
banish Grogar.
Okay. For another Grogar?
That sounds pretty good, yeah, but I actually don't think so.
It's either going to be that or a Tempest. I feel like those are the best options based on the troublemakers I've seen.
Yes, that's the only two troublemakers you've seen too.
Oh yeah, I flipped the Winterzilla.
Right. So Hithrock also
let me
has
think.
the Cozy Goat super
Well,
rare.
Tempest is pretty good. Frightening your
And it
AT tank
mimics.
is also really good.
I'm
It's
thinking
gonna be
mimics.
fine, It's gonna be fine.
Although here,
We'll get this one out.
Let's see what he does. Mimics would be okay.
Don't cover. It is Tempest.
Ah,
that's gonna be a problem.
All right. 10 AT. Oh, we forgot to do derpy. Do you mind if I do it here now?
That's fine.
That is in fact mandatory.
So I will roll two-sided die, and 1 is your problem and 2 is mine.
Sure.
Hithrock rolls a 1.
okay.
Let's exhaust Starlight for 18.
This is definitely the battle of action tokens for sure.
Let's see, was Hithrock over his home limit?
Oh, that's annoying. Derpy can accidentally confront a new antique store sometimes. I don't like that.
He was over his home limit, so let's hop in there for a second.
So forgot to draw a card from Rainbow Shine. Should not forget about my cards.
Hey guys, pause for a quick second here. Hithrock, at the end of your last turn, you were over your home limit.
Was I?
You had the party mare at home.
No, I just played her. Oh no, I played her last turn. Yeah, thank you.
I guess just get rid of the shell.
Shell, yeah.
Okay.
Really
Yeah.
easy to fix.
I saw that shell
Same
going
Nah,
away.
I'm not going to use this crap.
That's okay. That's actually kind of
I want to
interesting
draw
here.
more cards.
'Cause
He
that
still has the token that's up there at Banquet Baking. He's got fodder.
he does, but that's interesting at the same
I
right
mean,
because it means
the only thing
he's
stopping you is your lack of free will.
maybe not thinking about the possibility of that play.
Let's pay 1 to draw.
Might also not have found any belly flops, or maybe he's just sitting on them
That's
until he
good.
finds something that's really worth going after.
Right now.
He's gone through. Let's see. He had 47 cards in his deck, so he's
One more. I think I can afford it.
he's now 21 cards deep, compared to Ivory's
Okay,
14.
That's a thing I can work with.
Yeah, all right. Maybe. On the other side, I suppose he's
Or
got
face
enough
confront?
action tokens so that
Yep.
may not have a real problem with that.
Pass to you. I also have been completely ignoring my Rainbow Shine. Like, it's usually good practice to exhaust her at the start of your turn. But I haven't been doing that.
I'll challenge 6v6. Tempest.
Okay, let me think.
We should pause here for a second to see if Hithrock is naming something with mimics.
That is, I believe, optional. So if he doesn't name it,
Right, but
That's
Ivory progressed so quickly through his ready phase.
fair.
Hey, guys, one more second, just pause here. Was there anything else at the ready phase? You progressed very quickly through that, Ivory.
Yes. Could I name a Mimics? I was about to ask that.
Oh.
No rushing your triggers there, guys.
Could I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
it's
not the kind of.
troublemakers.
I'm not the kind of person who's gonna harp on that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, it's troublemakers. Got it.
What was the quote there?
Were you doing anything else? Oh, you're doing belly flop.
Yes.
I don't remember
and
the
I will actually
full
copy
quote.
it with Twilight too.
Ready gain AT,
I
ready
just haven't
cards, blah, blah,
decided
blah,
what I
blah,
want to retire.
face off flip, I'm up 3. Responses.
We'll retire this and dismiss your Starlight. Banish
Alright.
Twine, dismiss Silver Stream to get rid of the other Starlight.
There goes
I
the
don't have
damage.
There we go.
I don't have a reaction after the first belly flop before you pop the Twilight.
Nope.
Alright, 0v6.
Yep, on the flip.
We knew that was coming eventually. Ooh, there's a 7, though. Unfortunately, not quite enough.
Okay, first stick. You definitely don't need that.
No, not without a boosted Twi, it's not. If Twi was boosted, that Tempest would be
How
history.
much time do we have left?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Get
next
it.
game.
Get a time check for them. 10 minutes and 20 seconds.
There's probably not. Our volume's probably low enough that they can't actually hear us.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
We
10
have
minutes.
10
no.
minutes. Oh, wow.
We can hear you just fine.
Oh, this might be a really close one. Depends on what you do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. They can't hear us. Silly
well, I
me.
feel like I have to at least do this. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
I mean, that does seem pretty good.
And does, yeah, it's a good play.
What else do I want to do, though? You haven't used Pinky Sense once this entire game.
No, it's useless. I'm not sure why it's even in the deck. That's because I have Selena.
I mean, because it's Pinky Sense and you just windmill slam it in there because you're running pink.
I mean, kind of. He's also running Troublemaker Control.
True. Ivory has been over a home limit because his main is not boosted.
Yes, he has.
Let's also play that, and I'll frighten the Starlight.
I think that's easy enough
currently
to
at your problem.
Yeah.
resolve, though, because it's just...
Hey, pause 1 second. Ivory, you've been over home limit for a turn as well because your main was swept back over.
All right.
Yeah, I was about to say that one should be fairly
He
easy.
lost to Tempest this turn, no?
No,
Yeah.
Tempest flipped last turn.
Yeah, but he lost to Tempest. That's why he had one more friend at home. He moved a friend there, a frightened friend.
Nelson moved the
Were there
score
not the
up.
2 frightened friends and then played the 2 Starlights after the fact? No, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I apologize.
No problem.
Our bad.
No worries.
Thanks, chat.
All right. I don't feel like doing anything else.
Okay.
I should have done something different. Whatever, it's too late. I'm the dumbs. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter. Those aren't. I thought those were frightened glimmers. You dismissed the
Yes, I
glimmers.
dismissed them.
Hello.
Also, I forgot to use my Selena, but whatever.
Just missed opportunities left and right.
Yeah, I should do something with it. Also, we should do Party Mare. That's what we should do.
There we go. I was about to have to hop in there
Alright.
again. And
Same as before. She stays there.
Rolls a 1 and fails to move. Guess she found the muffins.
I wonder if you're. I think you're comboing.
No, I'm not. Well, maybe. Yeah, I guess it's a combo in a way. But
I
not
mean,
really.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. With that little thing that says 11 action tokens, I'd be a little scared.
I'm a little confused as to what exactly he's doing.
I don't want to do that. I kind of wanted to do that.
I didn't see a combo in his original list, but I might have missed it. I saw that he was running Pinkie Pie and Twilight, which is a bit of an unusual inclusion.
We want to draw.
Got some
I really want a card.
high tea shenanigans going on here.
I really want a card right now. That's not the card. But it's okay, it's Selena Blue Fodder. So I need 8 to confront that, right?
To confront my problem,
Yeah.
yes, currently you need 8.
More
There we go.
Selena
That looks
blues.
like 8.
That looks like 8 to me.
Score face confront.
Yep.
I don't know exactly.
I'll actually use one of the Selenas right now.
I don't know what he's doing.
Alright, that's the card I've been looking for. That's pretty good.
Uh-oh. He's got something going on.
We will do this.
What is he up to?
And I believe that Hithrock did not confront Ivory's problem, or he did?
Did confront Ivory's problem. The Selena was exhausted
You
afterwards.
wanna fight?
Got it.
Uh,
I would like some 18. Also, still troublemakers.
I was just gonna assume it was troublemakers till you said something.
Yeah. Oh, it's 5 minutes. I need to really speed this up.
No.
Now, slow play's not
No,
okay.
as in
Nah.
not challenging?
No,
Okay.
no fight.
Aww.
Ivory's got something else up his sleeve here.
He's planning something.
I don't know. What do you...
Well, the thing is, he can still get rid of that Tempest, although the Troublemaker thing obviously makes that very expensive to do. Ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
It appears we all had similar reactions to that card.
That's annoying. That kind of ruins my game plan.
Yes. That's one of those cards that Hithrock's probably sitting there going, I need a belly flop.
Oh, now I have to think. What have you done? I will use Selena at the end of your turn.
Sure.
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
Well, it sounds like Hithrock's getting some heart of the cards here, too.
I'm way over my hand limit. Also Derpy. Always forgetting about her.
Alright, where's the
No one
muffins going?
cares about Derpy.
Hey, nope,
Right,
them's
she
fighting
stays.
words.
She really likes that problem.
It's a good problem.
Yeah. I'd probably want to stay there too. Alright, let's exhaust Starlight for AT. Now, you want something spicy?
Oh.
Potentially.
Hithrock is promising spice.
Play all under control.
What the hell does this even do? Oh, that thing.
Yes, it's that thing.
Uh,
You want to use your thing? Do it.
you just move it back.
Yes, exactly. So, no response to that?
Tempest could get rather large here.
Well, it's 2 power. You'd be able. That would give you 4 cards to draw, assuming you don't use something else. That would put Tempest at 10 power.
But see, Ivory's not in it.
Pretty strong.
Ivory's not in a terrible position here because he can move up Solano in addition to moving away one of Hithrock's characters at the end of his turn, and then just pay the tax on the Troublemaker to play whatever he wants.
Do anything? Oh, he's doing something. Okay.
I'm gonna move Pinky and Twilight home. And I'm moving Solano up.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, yes, I'll do what you just said.
So that's actually going to make Tempest a 13 power Troublemaker then.
Thinking. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I like that.
What is kind of interesting here is that by trying to do the Selena Blue thing right now,
Still thinking.
Hithrock has actually denied himself from being able to confront Ivory's problem without having to spend more resources.
Oh, I still need 8 to confront there. That's annoying.
And he just realized
I
it.
have to do
Oops.
something. Also forgot to put counters. 3 more cards.
Oh no, you have to do something?
I know, it's so unusual. I usually don't do anything. Oh no, your
Time.
time. But you went first! Haha!
Ah, that's really annoying.
Ivory to not even bother with a face-off here.
Sorry about that. Had to.
Score face confront.
Timer was making an awful lot of noise there.
Sure.
End phase, I will draw a card at the end of my phase.
All right, so under the current time rules, each player will get one more turn,
And
I
then
believe.
discard some stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hithrock finished his turn, then each player gets one more turn. Because Hithrock was the second player.
Or this.
Let's see if he even bothers for the face-off here. I don't think he will.
You wanna fight this? 13 power troublemaker?
He might.
Yeah, totally, with a clever calculator in play, no less.
Yes!
Yeah, let's not do that.
That seems bad.
I'm expecting Grogar.
Still troublemakers. Can you win otherwise?
What, you thinking put a
Because
Grogar
I
into
think
play
you need
face
to
up?
do a DFO to win.
He has enough to confront through the eccentric, even playing the
Maybe I
Grogar.
have some tricks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, we're at it. Let's do this.
Right, but it would that would invoke Sunset's Wrath potentially, I think.
Sure.
It's really a question of whether he thinks he can win through that.
So whenever you start a face-off, I draw a card, so that's actually 14 power troublemaker.
Isn't it great?
I love this.
How much power is at this problem right now? If Selena's were ready, 2, 4, 6, 8 if Derpy stays, 10, 14. It's a lot of power.
Some
How
difficult
are you gonna
math.
get rid of troublemaker? Like, do you have like a natural 20 or something?
I might. I'm in purple.
Yeah, that's the only thing
The
I
line
can
of
think of, really.
the line of play here suggests that Ivory doesn't have a Grogar in hand to deal with the Tempest.
This
Or
is when
he-
you play School Shutdown.
Or he's debating.
That would be spicy. I don't know why I hit tab there. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll have to see.
You look at 5.
Difficult.
I also stacked my deck, so...
Whatever, who cares?
Okay.
Interesting here.
I
Okay,
will do meticulous just to not slow the game down.
that's Ivory's turn.
I think Hithrock just goes for the DFO here.
Yeah, so I think
You have 118. Could you like have a safety lecture or something?
that's very difficult here because Ivory doesn't have enough to do anything with the Ply and Spike.
Correct. He has no prepare.
And Spike, they are really annoying. I'll let you know that.
I don't have enough AT to use them.
Oh right, you don't. Thank you. It's so much easier now. Alright, 880 I can work with.
Hithrock.
Put the core on top of your deck.
Which one?
The one at my problem.
I think that Troublemaker tax just ended up doing it in for, well, that and the Tempest Shadow flipping
Scorpion
Professor
has
Twilight back over.
problems?
Yeah.
I think you forgot to do Derpy, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Face off?
That's technically Hithrock's third game rule violation.
What did he do?
The
I
derpy
forgot
thing.
to use derpy. Yeah, I keep
Oh.
forgetting her.
And it's the same issue too. So Hithrock, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to disqualify you from this match.
Alright.
That's going to be a hissing for the table.
Hey, I'm.
She stays there. She stays there. It's fine.
I don't think that's. How are we not at hard time? Okay, yeah, whatever, fine. Are you so shocked that that's what I flipped?
Yeah,
And there's
I
a
will use
Grogar.
Pinky Sense the first time in this game.
So you're missing something here. Something you didn't realize.
Oh no!
What you didn't realize is I'm a filthy cheater, so I'm flipping more cards till I win. And I won that face off.
Got the worm
Let
going
me
there.
try that too.
No, because you're not a filthy cheater.
Ah.
Just forget your triggers.
I do forget my triggers all
But
the
it's a
time.
difference between being a filthy cheater and being a filthy forgetful person.
Both of you
Oh, I
need to
should
take a
have gone
bath.
back to listen.
Or we could make them think we're still doing stuff.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounds
it's
even
totally
more.
legit face off.
I mean, we know what you're doing.
Now,
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
this is the point at which I come in from outside the game and just put the Platinum Angel down on the table.
Say, sorry, Ivory can't lose.
So what's funny is he mentioned school shutdown. I completely didn't think of that when I was putting the deck together. That sounds like a much better option than some of the other choices I made.
And
Yeah.
Hey, Hithrock included Pinky Sense in the same deck as all the other top deck settings, so like he mentioned that himself. Pinky Sense is a good card though. So answer this for us though, Ivory. Did you have a Grogar in hand?
No, I had a Changeling Mimics.
Okay, got it.
If I had a Grogar in hand, that would have been very different.
Yep,
It
figured
would
as
have been
much.
like, oh, that's a cute Tempest you have there.
It'd be a darn shame if the Father of Monsters showed up.
Even for 4AT, still would have been worth.
Yep.
Well, it's the thing. I had another Grogar in my hand, which I flipped.
Did you
So
have?
Yeah?
Did you have a belly flop hand?
He used
Yes.
both. Oh, you did have a
No.
belly flop.
I have two belly flop in my hand.
Oh, even better.
Well then.
He
It's
used
almost as if-
exactly.
You could say
Belly
I had
flop's a
this
good
all.
card.
You could say I had this all under control.
Hiss.
Eh,
There you go.
So yeah, that's why I called my deck bold. I knew he played Twilight, so I thought, okay, what if I play Troublemaker Control against Twilight? Sounds like a bad idea.
Turns out when you flip Twilight back to her starting side, you're not really playing Troublemaker Control against Twilight. You're just playing Troublemaker Control. And
Yeah.
your opponent's main does nothing.
It's too bad that we couldn't use yellow cards, so I conclude this really awesome card called... Oh wait, that's Harmony, whatever.
I thought you
was-
were gonna say Middlebrook.
I thought you were going to say Meadowbrook too.
I mean, Meadowbrook works even better. You know what? We should just allow only Meadowbrook to be the resource removal that also
No.
hits Troublemakers.
Oh well.
Hithrock, just look at it this way. For all the resources that you love playing, at least we're not playing in a meta where Meadowbrook and Interdimensional Portal exist.
I guess?
take the
Ugh.
small victories where you can get them.
Also,
Yeah.
for anyone who was wondering, Professor Sparkle is still not a good main. Sorry.
That's a little
Yeah.
bit cruel.
That smile on her face, it's her hiding the fact that she knows she's bad.
Some strong opinions coming out here. Hithrock, would you like to take a moment to talk about shells?
Yes, I love shells.
Oh my god.
I could make Troublemaker control out of them. I could make aggro out of them. I could make mid-range out of them.
Make counter farming out of them.
I don't think you could do counter farm. I think that requires Tempest.
Aloe is colorless.
Now, all right, hold on. All right,
He started that one.
we
I was
clearly-
not part of that. That was
All right.
not me.
All right, hold on. All right, we clearly need to talk about this one now. So, those of you in Slack have already seen this, but we have an official peace treaty between the Trixie Taurus Union and the Action Tokens for Mistmain Society here. Okay.
Yes,
No.
but it will have to be revised because I'm not signing that.
I'm not signing it either.
What? There's
I will
don't worry about
actually-
it. It's
I
fine.
will sign it once you remove the second to last paragraph.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it. It's not fine. All right. Well, thank you, Hithrock, for an amusing patron duel. Thank you, Ivory, for being a good sport. And thank you to both of you for producing an exciting game that came right down to the wire.
We made the board better, by the way.
Oh, so you did. Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
This is much better.
Oh,
I
gosh.
like the look of this game more.
No, please.
What?
Please, no. They put every problem into play.
Isn't
No.
that how you play ponies? You solve every problem.
No, I thought yellow was banned. What's going on here? This looks like
It's
a growing
Silverstream.
confidence list.
Silverstream. This is a problem deck. Silverstream entered play so many times that our problem decks are empty.
What Silverstream? The one that he's not running?
Yes, that one.
He's totally running it. It's right there.
I don't believe you.
The cards are so small, you're just gonna have to believe me that it's there.
Well, I did have it at some point in my deck at least, so I think that counts.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll grant that one. Sure. Okay. Well, that was fun.
Yes. Yes, it was. With much madness and much card drawing. But I think that will about wrap up our stream for
What
today.
what do you want about? We
No,
got stuff to talk about.
It's
We
Is
got-
it Trixie?
No, regrettably, it's not Trixie. But we do have some spoilers, and I think we do have an announcement too.
We have spoilers. I wasn't informed of this.
I mean, some
Okay.
spoilers have been flying around. Yeah, so we should probably talk about those spoilers.
all right. Let's do the spoilers.
All right, there's a what would you call this creature exactly? It's like a cat with 3 hands and a hand on its tail. It's an Aizodal.
It's an Aizodal. You can tell it's an Aizodal from the trait and from seeing a lot of Aizodals in my time.
You've seen a few. So let's see.
I like using this card.
This is a 0-cost card.
It is a 0-cost card. It's
this
also
is-
got It's also
it's
got a
early.
non-zero power.
This is a 0-cost friend. I thought those weren't allowed.
Are we bringing Breezes back?
No, this is better than a breezy.
Debatable.
No. It is actually better than the breezy. Would you like to know why? All the
Why is-
breezies were 0 power. This has 1 power. This is important.
You didn't use the breezies for their power.
No,
You use the breezies to get absorbent amounts of AT and then start a face-off and nuke the rarity one and then bring the rarity one back to do it all again.
well, yes, because there were 5 other breezies and then there was the rarity breezy.
There could be
Correct.
5 more of these. You don't know.
That's true.
I mean, maybe I do, but no.
Maybe I do too, but you don't
Also
know.
no.
When will have Ozodal cycle?
Here, we'll do it right now. 0 cost, 1 power, pink, 3. Banish this card to draw 2 cards.
No.
No.
Several different flavors. Of no.
Immediate.
No.
Immediate speed, banish this card from your hand to draw 2 cards.
No.
No.
All right.
Several different flavors of no.
In all seriousness, this is an interesting card that is very cheap to play early and much more expensive to play late game because of his ability. The Chaos effect is interesting. If you are behind in points, it's beneficial. If you're ahead in points, it's detrimental, not from the effect, but from the fact that he flips for 1. So, Ivory, since you have said that you enjoy this card, how do you enjoy using it?
I like having 2 of them in my opening hand
That's dumb.
so that I can be like, alright, I'm going to play a 2-power white friend where nothing happens, and then I'm going to play 2 of these because my main is Ocellus, and I'm happy, but my opponent isn't.
Well, yes.
That's dumb.
Right. And part of why it's dumb is because this card guarantees that Ocellus has her plus power ability.
Yep.
So Ocellus is kind of a big fan of this.
Ocellus was first in line for the book signing.
Yeah.
You know who else is a big fan of this card? Tender Taps, Fancy Pants. Yeah. All them cards. Surprise Summoning. Everything that lets you get this card back from your discard pile, because it's cheap.
It is cheap. And it turns out that once it gets into play, it becomes significantly less cheap. But that's okay, because you've already paid the cost. Namely, nothing.
If you get it out early, then your opponent is going to want to get rid of it, which means they have to spend their precious removal to get rid of something you paid 0 for.
Seems
and
fair.
your more expensive stuff is safe.
That seems good.
All right.
I think we
what-
got another one here.
All right. What else we got?
Something that Cursed Chords only just posted today and has been hinting at for a little bit. There we go. It's a very angry Celestia.
She's mad that she was banned.
Hey, she's grump.
Luna's not so grump.
It's hard to tell.
Let's not make Dan and Aaron angry, and let's not finish that intro, huh?
They won't. They'd love it. Are you kidding?
They probably would.
Not familiar with this one.
It's okay. So Celestia is persistent at eating cake, I guess.
Well, I don't know. After losing most of her magic, she's still standing there like, nope.
She will dive in and protect another one of your friends in a face-off, just like she's doing with Starlight in the art.
Okay.
And this has interesting implications, of which Cursed has done a pretty good analysis of. You can swap in for a low-power friend. You can swap in for a friend who can't contribute its power towards face-offs. You can choose to swap in for Novo, depending on whether or not you expect to win or lose the face-off. And you can do all of that while this card can just sit at home, like Celestia did in the show. She sat at home.
Oh, throwing some shade here.
For 9 seasons. She sat at home.
No, she didn't. Only like 8.5. Like, look, see? She's out in the wild, like, doing stuff. For once.
She takes credit for other people's work, and when she actually tries to do something, she gets one-shotted.
No.
Kind of like Boba Fett in Star Wars.
No, I think I disagree here. This card's going to be kind of interesting because it's going to, as Cursed noted, add an interesting dynamic to yellow where you can make weird decisions about, I think I'd rather, not have that problem right now. It's going to be interesting to see what people can do with this.
It sure will.
I think that's the only 2 spoilers we've currently got. We got some others in the works, but they're not quite ready yet.
Can
They'll
I
be coming
spoil
soon.
my Nyx main?
No. Because that would require such a thing to exist.
One day my Nyx main will be printed.
When you win Continentals.
I don't think you want Aura to be able to I don't think Ara wants that stipulation involved because he knows I'll actually make it.
Might have to veto that one, yeah.
Oh well.
Cheese will let it through.
Yes, he would. We've already run very long, so let's go ahead and wrap up this stream.
I got one more thing, real quick here.
All right.
OnlineCon 3.0 has been announced on the Reddit, and I will have a link in chat shortly. Same thing, on the weekend of, I think that was the 13th and 14th of June.
That sounds about right.
Conveniently just after the changes to the floor rules go in place.
Hey, no more day shift. Hey, no more old money. Hey, no more main 6. Hey, no vinyl. Hey, no nightmare mode.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It's a new meta. Maybe. We'll see. Hithrock has his doubts.
Yes, I have my high doubts about that.
Just run Meadowbrook. He'll get tilted to the point where he can't even play anymore.
I'm kind of going to do this. This sounds great.
Meadowbrooks everywhere. Sounds good. All right.
All right. Well, we would like to give a big shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon, including Hithrock, for your regular support. And if you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, consider donating. Doing so does enable us to continue making content like this and earns you some great perks, like the ability to participate in the madness that is Blitz Ponies. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email. And if you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on Slack any day, most times.
5 a.m. Sounds good.
I've narrowed it down to 3.
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Those must be days where WoW board game is not happening.
No, we've just gotten better at it.
Fair.
I've gotten worse.
Yes, you have. Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings, you can find them on our YouTube channel, which is linked just below the stream. But with all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big Cheese, as mentioned previously, is moving. I'm Arcat.
I'm never playing Professor Sparkle again, except I probably will. And Ivory Starlight.
Hithrock was here.
Yes, he was. And we'll see you all next time.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.